this is where it all started. The Tears of the Kingdom playthrough that took me almost a full 8 months to complete. I made that sound like I was playing it a lot and I almost 100%ed it, but no, that's not the case. I just genuinely couldn't play the game and recorded it whenever I could. Anyways, this playthrough experience has been so much fun. This was my second time beating the game and it was honestly incredible. Making playthrough videos and then streaming the last few parts of the game made the experience 10 times better. Anyways, I'm going to share my opinion on what I liked and disliked about the game, really going into my experience and how I felt while playing it. Because I streamed the end of the game and a lot of y'all couldn't make it, I'm going to start off with the boss fight. The boss fight of Tears of the Kingdom was honestly pretty good in my opinion. I liked that you had to travel throughout the depths to even get to Ganondorf's little area. I went through there so stealthily, it was like I was on some sort of spy mission or something. And then once you get to Ganondorf's area, I liked how you had to defeat all of those monsters, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity style. The way that they all came in waves made it kind of fun, but also pretty stressful. Anyways, the boss fight itself was really good. I liked that they made it in multiple sections, like first being just you and Ganondorf at the start. Second being whenever he locks in and uses his secret stone, spawning in 4 other Ganondorfs. Third being whenever it's just you and him again, and then fourth being his dragon phase. My favorite part was honestly whenever Ganondorf's health bar went way far to the right. That was so cool, and the thrill you get from it is amazing. It gives you an extra layer of anxiety. I just remember when I first completed the game and saw Ganondorf's health bar going that far off to the side and I was like, whoa, this is gonna be hard. But honestly, it wasn't too hard. Also, I really liked the mechanics of the boss fight. Ganondorf being able to dodge your first flurry rush was a great add in my opinion. The thing that I most appreciated about the fight was that Ganondorf wasn't so predictable because he had 4 different weapons. His sword, spear, sledgehammer thingy, and bow. Those were important because it made the boss fight not as predictable and repetitive. But also at the same time, it was pretty repetitive because he basically only had 4 attacks. Except for whenever he would spawn in his gloom projectiles, those made the boss fight harder. Especially because you had to dodge them or else you would lose a heart. I just got lucky enough that I dodged them really well and didn't lose too many hearts. Anyways, let's talk about the dragon phase. To be honest, I liked and disliked this phase. The only reason why I disliked this phase is because it felt so long with how you had to glide to each part of the dragon. But I did like the ending of the fight because it felt so emotional. You know what? This entire game was so emotional. Tears of the Kingdom was so good! Sorry if that was a bit much. I just thought it'd be fun to make a little edit like that. That took me like a whole week to make. Anyways, here's my opinion on Tears of the Kingdom. This may just be me, but I honestly think that Tears of the Kingdom is a really, really, really good game. Like, definitely one of my favorites. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, I'd honestly give it a 9.324 out of 10. The game was really thought out and well put together. There were just a few things that I didn't like. One being my struggle to get the Sheikah sensor. If you know, you know. It took me 4 separate tries to get that thing. 4 times I had to reload my save because I didn't walk slow enough. Anyways, I just overall think that it was a really good game. There isn't anything else I'd ask for out of the game. I'm having a hard time even thinking about what I would want changed or removed. The only thing that I can think about right now is that at sometimes there's just so much to do that I have a hard time knowing what I should do. And I had a hard time with that during the playthrough. That's really it though. Wait, no. I just remembered the depths. Not much to say there, other than I didn't go down there a lot for a reason. Alright. Got the hard part over with. Now I can talk about what I love about Tears of the Kingdom. Firstly, I love the soundtrack. So much so that I made a video literally only on the Colquera boss fight music. I don't know. Nintendo is just so insanely cracked at putting together music. Thank you, Nintendo, for this wonderful music you have given us. POV, you're just trying to record audio for a video, but your voice won't cooperate. Anyways, another thing that oh my gosh, voice crack. Anyways, another thing that I loved was the story. This also might just be me, but I'm kind of a fan of Zelda going back in time and Nintendo diving into the Zonai things. Man, I just remember years ago whenever I would just sit on the couch and watch lore videos on the Zonai. I loved those theories. They were so interesting to me. Speaking of theories, if you guys would like to make any recommendations on what theories I should tackle in the future, please let me know because I love making those videos. Okay, now another thing that I loved about Tears of the Kingdom was, like I said previously, the Zonai. The plenty of new constructs and devices that were added made the game feel so much more alive and gave you so much more to actually do. Those new mechanics were so cool. The way that you could just build basically whatever your heart desires gives Tears of the Kingdom that extra boost. Also, all of the new lore that dropped with the Zonai was amazing. It's genuinely so cool. Now, I can go on and on about how cool the Zonai part of Tears of the Kingdom was. Well, I could actually probably make a whole video about it. So, I'm gonna move on. Lastly, I'm gonna end the Tears of the Kingdom glazier. I would love to talk to you guys on what you all liked in the comments. I love the layout of the land. I love that it was built off of Breath of the Wild, and that it had the addition of the Sky Islands. The Sky Islands were genuinely so pretty, and with the Switch 2, the whole game is so much prettier. All of the plants and animals were so pretty and so cool. It's amazing. The Great Sky Islands being one of my favorites. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking about what I loved about Tears of the Kingdom and now answer some of y'all questions that I've been given. Questions. After Zelda turned into a dragon, do you think that it was acceptable for Zelda to be able to return to being human, despite Minoru saying that it was impossible for her to turn back? And how do you think that it was possible for her to return? Well, to start off, I think that it was totally acceptable and honestly needed to end the game off for Zelda to turn back to being human. Maybe it's just me, but I felt like it was necessary for the ending of the game, like I said previously. It made the ending so much more emotional because of the sacrifice Zelda was willing to take to save the world from Ganondorf. Also, the fact that she didn't even think that she was going to ever come back to being Hylian. I personally believe that it was possible because of Rauru and Sonia's powers. Light and time. And also, maybe Minoru said that it was impossible because nobody has ever been able to reverse it. It's also really ancient to them, so it could likely be that the cure was erased for a reason, because the people who ate their secret stones were obviously hungry for power. Maybe I could dive into this in a different video. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. Alright, next one. What do you think is the best, most useful ability? Is that even a question? Obviously Recall hands down. Some people could say Ultra Hand. Well, actually, a lot of y'all, I think, would say Ultra Hand, but it stops time, which allows you to be able to grab things that are falling and jump on them for movement, or grab with Ultra Hand. I cannot tell you how many times Recall has saved me. Alright, next question. What do you think is the best, most useful sage in the game? Well, most of the sages are quite useless, to be honest. Yunobo is easily replaced with Palm Flowers, Riju is replaced with Zap and Fire Fruit, and Minoru is honestly just useless. You could just use Sidon for a shield, but honestly it's pretty useless because it's only one hit. Tulin has to be the best in my opinion because it helps quite a bit with gliding and mobility. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this question segment. If you guys have any other questions that you would like to ask me, feel free to in the comments. I will try to answer as many as I can. Final thoughts. As I wrap up this video, I would like to thank all of you for the support and the good memories that you guys have given me. Literally, the smallest things mean a lot to me. This experience has been so much fun and meaningful to me. Anyways, I'm going to talk about some bonus things that I liked about Tears of the Kingdom. I honestly am a fan of how Tears of the Kingdom started out. Link and Zelda exploring the old ruins and stumbling upon Ganondorf was a great add. The Great Sky Island was a great starting place, like the Great Plateau in Breath of the Wild, and it really gave you a new vibe for Tears of the Kingdom. It also helped you get excited to get back on the mainland. Lastly, I really loved the endless things to do in the game. The endless amounts of clothing and side quests to do is really good. If I were to ask Nintendo for something, it would most definitely be for a master mode or something of that kind. I feel like that would just be a great add to the game and make it at least a little harder. Also, maybe some trials like Trial of the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild. I like those a lot. But besides that, I don't really have much else to say. I could go on and on about Tears of the Kingdom, but I'd like to save that for the comment section because I really enjoy talking to all of you guys. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed this Tears of the Kingdom journey. I cannot wait to get started on another Zelda game. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on videos or theories because I'd love to make some videos on those. I still obviously come up with videos myself, but I just like stuff from you guys. Alright, I think it's time to end this video. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, go watch some of my other videos. I'm so happy I'm finally making videos again. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.